read through the recap yet. I
actually do that in the Gladiators all the time. It'll be like Rigus. I think one was literally just Rigus, angry at the grouping of space and time as a four-dimensional construct.
Okay then.
Okay, if I ever go unresponsive, guys, please let me know. My headset keeps cutting out for some reason, so I'll have to troubleshoot it later. I have another one here I can switch to, but...
Your headset's unresponsive, how do we let you know?
Well, typing. Yeah. I keep Discord
I'm used to
open.
this, I know the drill.
Alright, so we are going to get started tonight. I'm skimming the recap and I just see Zyk Uk Dida Ditua Udaik the tender words of a demon grandmother provides her demon granddaughter, revealing her dark legacy. That's fair. That's fair. Alright.
I wanted to just put, like, incomprehensible abyssal and then say that, but then I was like, wait, then I can just write abyssal. And that's abyssal, according to a translator.
Yeah, that is abyssal.
Just Google, what is the language of the demon? Here you go.
Use Google Translate.
Alright, welcome everybody to the Ilderon Tales. This is the Nobles, Saga 1 of their campaign, episode 7. We are playing Dungeons & Dragons tonight. Everything you are going to see tonight is going to be live storytelling. Nothing is scripted, and we can land in any place and direction we so choose. If you're under the age of 14 and you're watching this, please consult your parents, as this material is likely inappropriate for you. And if you don't know about our world and you're tuning in for one of the first times, or you're new to this channel, there is a wiki that we maintain, that we loosely maintain for the campaign that has a bunch of information about the world. But you can also go to our website and read a nice little summary about what's so special about Ilderon and the setting that we are playing in. It is a homebrewed setting of our own creation, and you can find that simply by going to ilderontales.com. I will not spell it for you. Look in the description of this video wherever you're watching it. Copy and paste
look
it.
at the title.
Yeah, exactly. And there was one more thing I should say, but I don't remember it. So, the Discord. Yes, people have been commenting on the videos, and I'm fairly certain none of them are real, but they're different. I told
you I'd make you another Chris.
Yeah, there are different names of, I guess, different bots commenting on the video. If you are a real person and you are enjoying this content, I am very happy for that. It is very hard for me to interface with you live during these sessions if you are typing in the YouTube live chat. So if you click the link in the description of this video, there's actually a link to our Discord, and if you join the Discord, it becomes a lot easier for me to respond to some of the things people say. If you leave a comment or a like or anything on this video, I definitely appreciate that. If you're real, if you're not, just keep it up, Greg. You're doing great. You know who you are.
Well, actually, no, he doesn't. He's just a program that's designed to write he's not even he's not conscious.
What is consciousness? I don't know,
just
but
code.
This Presby Kennedy guy is making great content. Keep it up. He says it on every video. All right, we are going to jump into the recap. Last session was episode 6. And I'm thinking how I want to do this, because I didn't read the recap. I actually went through and watched the whole last session. I will just try and give the best recollection from my memory. As always, if I miss something that's important, please throw it in. Lots of last session was a dungeon crawl, so it's going to be a little bit quick. So last session started off on the 24th of Noble in the morning. The party had jumped off of the walls of the castle into the streets and were running towards the catacombs of Muctherin Reese to investigate some things that the princess, Oswandria Bertolf, was aware that her family was lying to her about. Searching through the catacombs, or going to the catacombs, the party found that there was a visitor there who was bloodied and on the brink of death. He said he had brought a group of skeletons into the catacombs, and the magic down there had ripped control of them from him, and they attacked him. And he barely made it out with his life, and then he proceeded to die in front of them. But thankfully, Lumilia and Claw refused to let that happen, healing him up and sending him on his way as he refused to help clean up the mess that he loosely helped contribute to creating. I'm pretty sure he said it's somebody else's problem, and Lumilia's like, I'm the somebody else. Rightly so, the party then dove into the catacombs to find out what was being hidden from the princess, finding out that there were a whole 2 other members of the Bertolf family that have not had their histories or stories recorded with the rest of the family. A Marcus Bertolf and a Celia Bertolf. Marcus being a temporary magnate and dying after holding the throne temporarily, and Celia Bertolf dying before the Bertolf family took the throne of Ardor Sarai. From there, the party explored through the catacombs, and they encountered the skeletons, engaging in a combat with them and emerging victorious, defeating all of them that were down there, and finding a way into the sealed tomb of Celia Bertolf. As they entered Celia's tomb, there was latent arcane magic there with inscriptions and spells that went off when Asuandria stepped in that informed her of her fiendish heritage. Having new insight into her condition, which she now acknowledges as a curse, Asuandria began crying and sharing bits of what she had learned with the party. From there, the party decided that the next place to go was to confront Oro and Corrawind directly with the knowledge that had been gleaned. And afterwards, they would go to the Chantry of Harmony and talk to all of the smartest minds in Ilderon there and try and pull up more information. Why'd the music stop? Okay, there we go. Cool. Moving from there, the party went to confront Corrawind at the Scarlet Nave, which was the agreed-upon meeting place. Corrawind was waiting there, and waiting with her was Lumilia, as she'd been expecting the party. Talking back and forth, Asuandria informed Corrawind that she no longer needed Corrawind to teleport Asuandria and her friends to Demon's Door, but Corrawind still showed up honoring her part of the deal, which meant that Asuandria needed to honor her part of the deal in giving Corrawind a time to sit down and talk. Talking back and forth with Corrawind revealed that Corrawind was a part of a sisterhood of people doing possibly dark, evil things around Ilderon, and that Corrawind wanted to extend an offer for Lumilia, Stradora, and Asuandria to join Corrawind and Maria. When asked why Maria, who's Lumilia's sister, is traveling with Corrawind, Maria responded that she's got no place else to go and that Corrawind actually cares for her, as Corrawind informed the party that Lumilia's mother had Maria while the father was out of town, and Lumilia's mother was young and scared and didn't want to have a daughter at the time and was going to kill Maria, and Corrawind bought Maria from Lumilia's mother, and Maria has now realized with Donaganya abandoning her, Oro getting his memory back, and her mother not actually wanting her, and her actual father thinking that she's dead, that Corrawind was her one option of stability and life. The party convincing Maria that Oro, even with his memories restored, still wants to be her father, convinced Maria to join the party. Corrawind extended the offer again to Stradora, Maria now, Lumilia, and Asuandria to join the Daughters of Gindawai, on which they declined, and Corrawind said an ominous, threat to the party before saying she didn't want to kill Asuandria's father in front of her, and saying her goodbyes to the party, she fled to the back of the shop as Oro busted in the door. And Corrawind teleported away, and Oro looked at the party eating cake. And that's where we're at this session. And if I missed anything, please let me know. At some point, there was a dude named Skinno, and the guy named Skinno was also Kenneth, which is worth me.
No, Kenneth was Skinno, not Skinno was Kenneth.
Yeah. If you're confused watching this, please just go back and watch the last session.
It's okay, we're confused too, and we were there.
We were there. I just remember that we ended the session with me getting hugged by
Maria.
By Maria and Ostrandra.
You know, I didn't realize how many NPCs were involved in your guys' storyline until I just tried to do that recap right there. So,
yeah.
I think I'm gonna lower every DC ever on you guys trying to remember anybody's name.
Brandon, can I just commend you on the fact you did that all in like 3 breaths?
Yeah. Congratulations, Brandon. You know on how to preserve your oxygen.
Alright, we are moving into midday, going towards the afternoon of the 24th of Noble. You all are in the city of Ardor, inside of the country of Ardor Serai, the capital city of the nation, inside of the Scarlet Nave. It is a potion shop, I believe. Let me check my notes. I don't remember what part of town I put this in.
It was either a potion or alchemist shop.
No, it's a spell regent shop. That's it. And let us see. The Scarlet Nave. I did not list where it was. I'm going to put it in the city proper. Because that would make sense. The city proper is really close to the catacombs of Mukthar and Reese. Oh, it is in the city proper because it's right under the Nazarim embassy. Yes. I remember that now. I was like, oh, I should describe how the Nazarim embassy would look towering over this place. Wait, I did describe how the Nazarim embassy looks towering over this place. Okay, you guys are in the city proper of the city of Ardor Serai, and I'll scroll down so everybody can see that. It is midday. Oro and a half dozen knights, a little over a half dozen knights, are filtering in. Well, Oro's inside, and the knights are filtering into the spell reagent shop. He is staring down, looking at the party, holding this loaf of honey cake, sliced up and passed out amongst everyone.
Oh, by the way, we won the bet.
Yeah. As Maria backs out of his arms, as Oro was hugging her, he's going to look to the party and say, "What happened here? Why?" Somebody needs to explain something.
Well, first, hands cake. Eat that.
You're handing the cake to Oro?
No, a slice of cake. I'm not a monster.
We're still eating the cake, too.
Oro's going to slap the cake out of your hand.
Dude, that was a really good cake.
Stradora's gonna look at the cake slapped out of her hand, and then look at Oro. Look, you must think you're a really big man. And I may only be a 15-year-old son, yes, Paladin, but you listen to me and you listen good. I will take you out.
I'm gonna cover Stradora's mouth.
I'm still eating cake, but I'm looking disappointedly at the cake on the ground.
Or, does Lumilia say anything when she covers?
She's just gonna be looking at Oro, like, with her mouth half open to say something, but not actually talking.
Oro's going to look to...
I'm resisting the attempt to silence me.
Oro's gonna look to Asuandria and say, "Where's Reyna? She was supposed to be watching you. Is she?" And Asuandria will shake her hands and say, "No, she's fine. She's a toad, or was."
Was. It's been over an hour.
She's probably very mad right now.
I know the feeling. He's going to say, "Did you do it, or did?" He points to the door where Corrawind ran to. "Did she do it?" Asuandria is going to shake her head and say, "I did it." Oro is going to inflate a little bit and then say, "I didn't know you could cast magic like that. Regardless, you are grounded. Back to the castle. And the rest of you, what are you doing here?"
Making sure she doesn't die.
Eating cake.
Helping to make sure that Maria here actually knows all of her options.
I've been silenced.
Yeah, I just came here from Maria. I also didn't have a choice.
We told you we could help you get her back.
I'm not sure I believed you, but I'm grateful.
Maria is going to look up at each of you and say, "You all came here for me?"
Of course.
Claw's just gonna nod.
Am I still? Are you still covering my mouth?
Oh, no, I'll stop.
I'm gonna grumble.
Oop. Oro is going to... I guess he's gonna look at his captain, his knight captain, and say, "Can I ground these kids? We should bring them back to the palace. Their parents all need to be contacted."
Ha! Mine aren't even in this country.
I only technically have parents, and contacting them might be a bad idea.
Do you really want to piss off my mom, Oro?
Why do I know it was only a matter of time before my dad got involved?
And E's dad, I'm sorry, not E, Claw's dad is already involved.
Oh, it's like, oh, he's gotta be pissed. When do you think he'll let you out? If ever.
Well, I was kind of hoping to not go home until after the full moon, but boy.
I need to figure out if I should go home or not.
Yeah, after everything we just heard, you might be have a long talk with your parents, Amelia.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, the most important thing is Maria's safe, Aussie is safe.
Mm-hmm.
No one was hurt.
Oh, but Corrawind did say that she informed her circle, so we need to be ready for that.
Yeah, she's got her memories back.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys are talking to Oro, you see Asuandria has taken out her spell book, and she's started to write as the knights have surrounded her. Oro's going to point to the party and say, "Alright, come on, marching order. I need to be debriefed on what happened here back in Zenith's Rise, and we'll find out what to do about punishments." Kids ever been in a dungeon before?
Yes.
Yes.
Funny you should mention that.
Oro is you know, is gonna just say, oh, what in the bridge have you guys been through?
We're teenagers.
My dad.
I was
My
suspected
dad
of
and
kidnap.
My dad and uncle hunt undead.
Oh. Oh god, I was suspected of kidnapping. God, this again.
Oh yeah, there's another thing. There was some crazy necromancer.
Necrodancer. No, he wanted to be. Something about a necrodancer?
That
Who
I'll go. I need to talk to my uncle about that.
He released a bunch of skeletons in the crypt of Bertolf's.
Skinno's harmless, and we handled the skeletons.
Yeah, but it's still
He's a necromancer.
We had a Sagite.
yes, but it's still something that probably should be reported.
And double checked in case one of them decided to, you know, hide for some whatever reason, or we just missed one.
I mean, it's not like we went that far.
Let's just go, fellas, kids, children. Time to go. We'll report all this in debriefing.
What's debriefing?
We just tell them what happened.
Oh,
Oh.
we just did.
Yes, but in an
Kenneth.
official manner.
What's your AC?
Give me a sec.
Concern?
Concern indeed.
I think he's just gonna get hit in the back of the head for not going fast
15.
enough.
15?
Yep.
Alright. As everybody is beginning to march out of this place, a crumbled piece of parchment flies in your direction, just narrowly missing your head.
Am I able to catch? No, I guess I wouldn't catch it. It'd be flying past me, right?
Well,
You
like,
can try and catch it. I'll let you use your reaction to try and catch it.
What would that be?
You are surprised. Roll with disadvantage. Slide a hand check.
Advantage, light up, and 9.
Yeah, you miss it.
Ah.
Just a piece of
What?
paper.
Ugh.
I'll tell Mango if it's on the ground to go get it.
Jeez, litterers these days.
People are
People
so
really-
disrespectful.
They need
Mango's
to learn
able to
come out
fetch
for
it.
themselves.
Alright.
You guys are walking in the streets with the knights.
I'm having flashbacks.
Same.
What's it say?
Alright. What does the paper say?
On crumbling it, Mango cannot read.
Well, no, I'm give it back to me.
If Claw reads it, it
Mhm.
says, "I just need a little noise for a distraction. I'll meet you at the Chantry of Harmony."
Who is this from?
We know who it's from.
Give it to Oro.
I mean, do we all read this? Who all know?
No.
Oh, yeah,
Only Claw.
who just read this?
Only
If
Claw.
Corrawind's leaving us notes, then we need to tell Oro.
It's not
I'm-
Corrawind, it's Aussie.
Mm-hmm.
Remember we
Oh!
wanted to talk to Gale
I'm
Song?
not being tricked by her book again.
I'm on to you, princess.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you.
This is going to be bad.
Wait, so
Alright.
who's all seen the note?
Only Claw.
I could pass on the message if I read it because, like, I have my mind thing.
Just pass the paper around. We're just
I'll
walking.
pass the paper to. Actually, I'll pass the paper to Kenneth because it was thrown at him.
Yeah, why
You-
was
you
it
just-
thrown at him?
You literally just gave it to me in front of everybody.
Like- Well, no, I'm holding it behind my back for you to grab because we're in like a marching order basically.
Okay, so will that be a stealth or sleight of hand check?
If you wanna get it stealthily, I'm gonna say give me a sleight of hand check.
All right, I'll do that. Or do I need to roll it, or does?
You guys can decide who rolls it. One of you provides the help action.
Oh, okay. I'll provide the help action then.
Accidentally backed out.
Believe Kenneth once with disadvantage, now with advantage. It's a whole new world.
How bad this one? Oh, never mind.
Not terrible.
All right. Yeah, Kenneth has the paper. Do you need me to reread what it says?
Said make noise for a distraction. Right?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, how am I supposed to do this? I'm just gonna. I don't know.
What's that?
Does anyone know thaumaturgy?
Yes.
Hey!
Lamilia, the best getaway device.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, really, I didn't know, so you hand it to me. Now I know, and I'm like, why? How?
Somebody hand it to me.
We will. Alright, so sleight of hand to Lamilia.
Let's give it our marching order.
Well, now we know it's Claw in front of me and me behind him.
And I'm behind him.
I don't know, just throw me in there.
Okay, so sleight of hand, then does Lamilia roll it, and I give her the help, and I do the help action.
Sure. Oh.
Help.
No,
You roll with advantage.
Oh,
have
right,
advantage.
I get advantage. Yes.
You can do it.
Better!
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Lamilia's holding it. On who notices Lamilia, that's contested by passive perception.
I think my passive's only a 13.
Yeah. Does Lamilia read it?
Yeah. And I guess I'll cast Thaumaturgy.
Okay.
I'll have... I can make a sound originate from a point of my choice. Can I make Corrawind's voice come from somewhere?
Can thaumaturgy be that direct? I think it's like a boom.
It says
or a
I can make
shaker.
whispers.
Yeah. Let's.
I feel like that's close enough.
Thaumaturgy.
I want to make it like
such as a rumble of thunder, the cry of raven, or ominous whispers. Okay, and you're going to make it boom. What are you gonna have it say?
I've come for you. I don't know,
I'm gonna have it like yell Andrea as close as possible.
Okay.
Princess, I guess.
All right. Yeah, it's going to boom, princess. I guess from directly behind you, and Oro kind of saw like what you're reading. Like he leaned over. It's like, hey, what if you, princess? And
Which one?
yeah, and he's going to turn, and he's gonna roll an intelligence check. Rolling an 8, pulling out his sword, and he's going to say, "Everybody, at arms! At arms!" The knights each pulling out swords and spears individually. So let's go with this.
I feel so guilty.
Can we just run now, or
This could have been easily avoided if she just didn't aim at me.
I feel so guilty.
I was saying, like, if you gave it to me again, like, I can communicate telepathically. We can.
Look,
I wouldn't have known.
I wouldn't have hesitated.
I genuinely thought it was from Corrawind. I didn't think about the princess.
Everybody takes formation around Asuandria with swords and spears out, all turned around looking back. There's nothing behind you guys.
Can I sneak away?
You can.
Okay. A normal stealth check?
Yeah. I mean, I will give it to you, yes, as a stealth check of just trying to subtly slip out of here. I'm gonna roll Oro a perception check.
I was like, I have no idea what's going on, so I would have taken up arms. I don't know what's going on. I have my axe out.
Yeah, everyone who doesn't know it was me should be.
All right.
I have a good idea. Not going to jail again. I'm not going to jail again. You don't know what they do to kids like me in jail.
Yeah.
Do they
Kenneth
do
is
kids
able
like you in
to
jail?
skulk off in the street.
Tell Bubba I said hi.
One of the
pretty much
soldiers
trying
is going to call over and say, Lord Oswin, the princess is gone.
That was the main reason I was sneaking away, to try to also go to the chantry to meet up with her.
Yeah. He's going to look and say, "Damn! Rush back to the palace. We need Reyna. What type of magic is this?" One of them is going to say, "Could be a gate spell, sir."
Mr. Smart for an artist there right night.
The knights begin rushing off towards the back to Zenith Rise with due haste.
I'm just sticking with Maria. Y'all do what you want.
I don't know what's going on.
What's Maria doing? Ooh, this is something too that I need to roll for Oro.
Also, Andrea's thirst for adventure is getting too much.
This is getting dangerous.
Oh, now we're cautious.
Yes. Yes.
The knights begin sprinting towards the castle. As they do, Maria's going to call to Oro and say, "Dad, what about me?" He, mid-stride, kind of looks back, like hopping on a foot, like still keeping his momentum, then looks forward and says, "Head back to the castle. We'll get you set up someplace. Right now, we really can't let them have her. I'll explain later. I love you. Bye."
Wait, what do we do? Where are we going?
We're around it.
Keeps running.
Well, Maria is now
Do
part
we
of
go
the
with?
group.
Or like... Are we off
You
the
asked-
hook now?
You ask Oro that?
I'm going to the chance.
I guess I just asked Oro, I was like, well, what do we do?
Oro... he's gonna say, I was joking about the dungeon thing. I'm not gonna throw you in dungeon, but I need to know what Corrawind said to you. Same thing, to the castle. Come on! Oro takes off into a dash.
I guess I'm following Oro.
Alright, who's
I'll
following
grab
Oro and
Anderson.
who's going to the chantry?
I'm going
I'll
to
grab
the chantry.
Anderson by the.
Not even-
the shirt.
Not even like gonna like run. I'm just gonna like bye guys.
Like, I am not involved with this.
What's Maria doing?
Roll me an insight check.
Mostly because there's no point in me stealthing.
Yeah, Maria is kind of in a. It's kind of a weird emotion you're seeing from Maria. She's kind of got like a huff on her face and a sigh.
Yes.
Just watching Oro sprint off.
Yeah, we're gonna need to talk. Maria, come with us. I'll take her to the chantry. Just gonna bring her along. She's a better fighter than Asuandria anyways.
Do we know that?
Asuandria knows like one offensive spell. Maria can use a sword. She's fine.
I also have a spare scimitar.
Yeah, if you tell Maria to come along with you, she's gonna look towards Lumilia and say, yes, Lumilia, right?
That's me. We have a lot to talk about.
She grabs her elbow with like one hand and starts walking with you guys. She's going to look back and say, I don't know what Corrawind did, but she never expressed any interest in kidnapping the princess. I'm sorry for trusting her.
It's alright. We trusted her too at first. Not your fault.
As you're walking, she's going to sigh and say, I can't help but feel a lack of desire for my presence to be here. The second his real daughter goes missing, he gets off like that. Is that my life now? I'm sorry, that's too much.
It's alright. I thought the same thing when I met you. I'm adopted. You're my parents' real daughter. So what happens if I bring you home? I know how it feels to think that.
Maria's gonna like perk up a little bit. And chuckle. And say, so this must be how Aswandria felt when she attacked me that day. I didn't get the rest of your names.
I'm Lumilia Earthfire. If you're wondering about your biological parents, they're the Sky Tenders.
Maria's going to shake her head and say, to be honest, I can't say I really care too much for a father who doesn't know I'm alive and a mother who didn't want me.
We don't know for sure that that's true, but I would understand if you didn't want to meet them.
I've got to place my order.
She's going to nod before she can open her mouth to speak again. A knight's going to walk up to you and say, hey, shouldn't you kids be getting to the castle?
No.
So she called. She's like,
the knight's gonna smile and say, it's me.
I know.
Oh.
Yes, we could tell.
practice 6 feet apart.
The hat
What
working.
are you doing, princess?
She's going to gesture to the cats and say, they're gonna lock me up the second I get in there.
You can have,
You've run away twice now?
but only one of
I
your
feel like that's a good reason to lock you up. Like, you can't blame them.
6 feet. They're like, really?
We got a
Yes.
god to go question.
They said usually
Okay.
use this
Aswandra is going to look down and say, well, what am I supposed to do? Just
ways.
knowing all this is out here, just spend my days in the Sage's Tower looking down on the rest of the city? Like, I'm on the streets of Ardor.
And we do our laundry. She's going to
If this is what you want to do, we'll support you.
for this season. And only for those that live up there. There's 4 of them.
Although I want to make it clear I'm putting Maria's safety first.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Aswandria inspects Lumilia for a moment. And it says, I don't feel like you're happy about this.
I've been tricked twice now
Says, well, what about your husband?
into doing something to help you run away.
But that's the right one.
I just want to make sure Maria's safe, and now I keep on being wanted.
I know you guys tapped into ours. Now, we have it, our phone in hand.
She's going to nod, thinking about that for a moment, and say, well,
We had the booster up there.
my other friend never complains about doing stuff with me. I didn't know it was... I didn't mean to trick you. I kind of thought you knew.
No problem. What's done is done. We can just keep moving forward.
So Andrea is going to nod and say, well, what would you like to do? Still walking with the disguised self on herself as the soldier. Next, after the chantry, I've got a good 2 more spells I can disguise myself with, and by that time I can...
Attune to the hat.
With what time, Rob? With what time?
Someone pick her up and she can attune on the way.
I'll get in the position.
Princess Carriage is assumed position.
Or we could actually get a carriage.
We're in order. We're going into places. Who gets a carriage to go to places in order?
We have
Daphne?
2 princesses and an adopted princess here.
I'm a paladin.
I'm just saying, no
You
one's
actually
gonna
have
question
3.5 princesses.
Yes.
Okay, so I need to know something though. Do you guys go to the Chantry of Harmony on foot, which would be like this,
And the flag.
or do you take a ferry there, which would be like that?
Boat's my first love.
Just take a boat.
Alrighty.
White horse.
Heading into
I have 2
heading into the docks of the river. You guys are going to come across. You are going to come across the docking district here of the city proper. The different people running ferries across the river for this time and day. I'm just rolling you guys some percentage die. It is inflated. As you guys approach, there are occasionally just different nobles, lords, different Ililnagians, people from all over the world of strange colors and strange fashions, coming in groups of 2s or 3s, taking ferries across the river here. As you shuffle forward, eventually getting into getting on the docks in front of a small riverboat, the captain is going to look over to the party and say, "Price per seat's 5 gold each."
I'll pay it all.
All right.
How much is that total?
That's a lot of people.
It's 6 people plus Maria plus Asu.
Actually,
Andrea.
Brad, remember I stuck away, so I'm not even with them.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not
okay.
doing it.
Well, I'm assuming Kenneth was heading to the Chantry. Does he go on foot or does he go via riverboat?
Just come with us.
Yeah, I'll go on the riverboat.
No,
I'll
it
just show
doesn't.
up there.
Either or is good. I'm
Come
just
on,
asking.
Ramon.
Yeah.
It's a
So-
boat with you, me, and Anthony.
Yeah.
It's never
So
gone
8
there.
people?
Yeah, nothing bad ever happened when that happens.
I've got 7. Oh no, you're right. I've got 8 people. 8 times 5, it's going to be 40 gold.
I'm gonna pay for me.
Okay, 35 gold.
Then I have to do more math.
35 gold.
Okay, I still have 44, so I'm good.
All right.
I'm really poor.
I had gold, and then I paid for everything.
That's what I'm doing.
Taking you across the river into Shaper's Retreat. It is going to be a whole community onto itself out here. There are going to be different silos overlooking fields that are being worked by different members of the Chantry. Different buildings stacked upon each other, built into the walls of this towering temple. And almost a fortress of a tower itself that overlooks the rest of the city. The tower being repurposed into the Chantry. As you guys pull up to the small docks outside here, you're going to be greeted by a Sagite bowing and saying, "Have you come for the convocation of minds? I am Faye, Sagite Faye. I can lead you. I can lead you into the great library of the Chantry of Harmony."
I'm Sagite Lumilia. That would be wonderful.
Okay. He's going to bow, and
it's dark.
Also, Andrea is going to move to the docks off of the boat, and she's going to say, "I'll catch up with you. I'm just going to finish focusing on this," as she's holding the hat in 2 hands. She's going to find a pier and sit down and look over the river. She is attuning for a short rest. It's only been 23 minutes.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Just sitting here while Anthony plays this game.
Okay. Hey, Anthony, I'm getting a lot of feedback. Well, not feedback, but background noise. Would you mind going to push to talk?
Yep, 1 second.
Okay. TYVM. Alright, everybody else heads into the Chantry?
Oh my god!
What about those of us that went with the guards? Also, I sent you a message that I'm waiting for a reply on.
Okay, I did see that I did see that message. You need a short rest. And the guards, I was of the thought that Stradora grabbed Anderson.
You never told me.
Anderson.
Somebody said they were grabbing Anderson's collar.
Anthony did.
Oh, Alexander grabbed Anderson's collar, and I didn't hear any protest at it.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, okay, so as you guys were leaving, Alexander grabbed Anderson's collar, dragging him along, basically trying to let him know of just like there's something working behind the scenes here. Does he still try and go with the...
I already paid for your ferry ticket.
I mean, I get... Like, I haven't been saying anything because I thought I was with the other group. No. No, okay, I guess I was just silent this whole time. If they just like, oh, just come with it, just me.
Alright, so the rest of the party heads into the Chantry. Stradora and Andrea set out on the docks. I'm going to handle Stradora and Andrea first real quick, and then I'll jump over to the rest of the party. As you both sit on the docks overlooking the river and the rest of the city, Andrea's got the hat on her lap as she focuses on it, and her attention slowly being split between the hat and the city in front of her. She's going to speak up and say, you know, you all are my first friends that didn't want to do something I wanted to do.
I mean, I want to be here.
So what's happening?
Asuandria is sitting on the docks. She is...
No, that was in character. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. She is off from the party, attuning to the hat. The rest of the party walked inside of the chantry.
Okay.
So Anderson is heading into the chantry. Yeah, Shadora opted to stay back with Asuandria. If Anderson wants, Anderson can opt to stay back with Asuandria too.
Anderson is going to take a short rest with with her. And I guess kind of. So what was that back there?
Asuandria is going to say, I have to hit a certain verbal component for my spell casting. It's very hard to do stealthily, so I just needed someone to cover it so we could get away from my dad and the knights. That was a distraction.
Okay.
Asuandra's going to look up and say, I was trained by the best arcanists on this side of the world.
Who's probably very mad at you right now.
And she is going to nod and say, I think you're right on that. That seems to be a trend lately. But I feel like I can get mad at the world too. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's okay to be mad, but, you know, I'm a little concerned, like, you know, we keep doing it this way, like, what if they don't let you out of the castle because of it?
She's going to speak up and say, you do realize leaving to go to Somar Villa with all of you was my first time ever leaving the castle. This is only my second. She points to the Sage's Tower that overlooks the city and says, I've studied this entire city from up there for 16 years.
I have a Thor. He's sleeping.
Okay.
Sounds lonely.
I know.
She's going to nod and say, yep, and after this, I expect by the time I get back, they will never let me leave again, so I need to make the most of it before I am locked up.
Well, what if we just don't go back?
She's gonna lean back on the pier and say, we can't not go back. I mean, what about food and money?
There are other ways to get money, especially when you have magic.
Adventuring seems to pay pretty well.
Oh, sorry, I'm not there.
Yeah, well, adventuring seems to pay pretty well. I mean, my dad's been wanting me to become more independent. I doubt this is what he had in mind, but, you know, maybe, you know, maybe we talk to the others and see about making this a long-term gig. And I'm not saying we can't come back, ever, but it will at least be a pretty long time.
Just gonna look at Anderson and say, where would we go?
Wherever the wind takes us.
We could go to Alona Guy.
Actually, that is a good suggestion. We could go to Alona Guy.
What about Corrawind? She's still out there.
I mean, she doesn't seem to want to kill. Like she doesn't seem to really want to kill us. Especially not you. I don't think we really have to worry about Corrawind, at least in the short term.
Andrea ponders over it for a minute and says, my mom would be furious if I ran away.
I mean, she's probably already really pissed. As you've already ran away and turned your garden to a toad. And all this other stuff.
Is she ever gonna be happy with the idea of you leaving the house?
Andrea is going to nod and say, you heard, Corrawind? It's the dream of every good mother that their child leaves the nest someday. She can't expect me to stay in the castle forever.
Yet she's kept you in there for 16 years. With your only excursion basically being the moment you met us.
Andrea sighs and says, I think that's because of my curse. Her and Dad likely didn't know what to do about it. But if we could just, figure it out.
Well, maybe we can figure it out on the road. Maybe find out where it originated from. Or go to some place that studied curses.
Go to the Mavis University.
We could go to the Mavis University. Oh, no, you know about those dreams. We could go to, or we could at least attempt to go to, the place where our dreams have been taking place.
Miriam's gone.
We can go to where it was.
We're kind of already there.
The point is, there's endless possibilities we could do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. You guys apparently went to the Calgaren Royal Academy in your dreams. I know who runs the Mavis University. It's like an academy. Also, Auntie Neela keeps all kinds of secrets in her tower. She probably knows something about demon curses.
Also, Andrea is going to look up and say, okay, but I couldn't hit a stack of bones with the broadside of a book. Makes you think I'll make a good adventurer.
Well, I mean, we all have to start somewhere. I mean, when my dad first started training me with the sword, with the axe, I couldn't hit anything consistently for the first couple weeks, and even when I could, I couldn't hit really hard for a couple months. What I'm saying is, you'll learn.
If it weren't for Lumilia, Raina would still be tugging me around by the ear.
Well, yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be doing this alone.
You got us. We'll help you out.
she's gonna speak up and say, I've heard stories of sages and great heroes. They tell songs of Baelson and Matthias. They don't tell songs of Baelson and Matthias needing a half dozen other people to carry them around.
Stories just tell the fun stuff. Stories tend to leave out the hard bits, unless it somehow helps tell a story. You know, like, I don't know, you see a statue and it's just a statue. It's just, you know, it's a symbol. It doesn't, it's not, it's not literal, I guess. Basically, I wouldn't worry about the stories they tell you. It's just as long as you live the adventure.
Also, Andrea's going to nod and say, well, I'll consider it. I want my family to be okay, and if I know that they will be, I can go wherever the winds take me. She's going to look at Stradora and say, I don't think I've been the most considerate. Thank you for helping me. Is there any place or anything that you need going or done?
Nope. I'm right where I want to be.
She'll turn to Anderson and say, my friend before didn't take turns with me, but I suppose it's your turn now. You?
I mean, like, I've always, like, I wanted, I've never gone out of the city, just because, my dad and training. I don't remember much of my really young childhood. I was in an orphanage, but I guess I always wanted to go out and see where I came from, before my dad picked me up. So, I don't know.
Ooh.
Maybe try to find that.
Meeting your dad. I already owe that to Kenneth, too.
Well, I mean, my dad's my dad, but, like, it'd be nice to know where I came from.
She's gonna nod, just taking it to note.
Although it's not like my dad hid it from me. Like, he doesn't know. The orphanage never told him. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll find that while we're out there.
Also, Andrea is gonna go kind of silent. Just drifting off in thought on that.
All this running around got me a little tired. I'm gonna just shut my eyes for a bit. Wake me up when you guys are ready to go. I'm just gonna lean back and close my eyes.
Alright. Rob, does Stradora say anything else to Asu Andrea?
No.
You guys sit there for another 10 or so. Well, actually, I'll jump back to you guys. Let's go over to the rest of the party. The rest of the party is led inside of the Chantry of Harmony. you are greeted by the Sagite Fae and led through the turning corridors of this place. In the center of the tower, you can just hear the echoes of a large gathering of people, which we will never know that again in real life. But you can hear the echoes of a large gathering of people.
It's high fantasy.
It is.
It's high fantasy. People can gather together in large groups with no worry whatsoever.
And in the library, you can see that there are different alcoves set up on the various floors here. There are groups of scholars that are collecting at different tables and poring over tomes. And at each table, there's about 5 to 6 people standing up and a Sagite running tomes to and from them. The Sagite who leads you into this library is going to lead you to an alcove and is going to, let's say, a council of the most achieved scholars of our time are in the main chambers, and I'll put a large roll of parchment on the table and say, if you find anything that's worthy of their attention or have any thoughts or proposals, I can deliver the message for you. Should you require anything from the various sources of knowledge we have within here, he gestures to the bookshelves. You only need to ask me. I'm aware with the Oculars, or I'm familiar with the Oculars filing system and well trained in the retrieval and fetching of knowledge.
I'll look towards the others. And
is Lord Galsung here yet?
This guy's going to roll a history check. He's going to say the Lord of Storms. He comes and goes as he pleases. As far as I know, I don't believe he's in Ardor currently. No, my lord. No, my lord.
I figured he might be in, since considering the situation. It has been several centuries since Lord Valrier has spoken. This would seem like something that would draw his attention.
He's going to nod and say, if he's in, the God of Storms is in attendance today. I was not made aware of it.
Thank you.
He's going to nod, giving just a very slight bow, and then say, and if I could have each of your names, who might I who might have joined us, so that I may let the Ocular know?
Claw Estroy.
Okay.
Alexander.
Does everybody just give him their names?
Yeah.
Okay.
No one wants to use a fake name? This is your chance.
I tried that before. It didn't work.
I am.
Like, that is a fake name.
Oh, we're using our made-up names.
I haven't heard my real name, so...
Okay, Claw is also my real name, but not my real name.
It's a weird, confusing paradox that you'll learn about later.
I wouldn't say my last name. I'd just say Sagite Emilia.
Okay.
Or Emilia Sagite of Soyessa. I guess.
After you guys give the Sagite your names, he's going to write them all on the parchment that he put down on the table, and then a second time on a different one. He walks off, handing the parchment to another messenger runner, a much younger boy, running back and forth. He comes back and waits beside your table. Maria is going to say, "So, what are all these people doing here?"
We're hoping to meet Galesong and ask him some questions.
These... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, the Sagite's going to say it. "Oh, well, you're at the wrong chantry. I assumed you were here for the convocation. The sleeping god spoke."
Oh wait, I thought Maria asked that.
Yeah, Maria did. The sage is...
Oh, I thought...
Yeah, she
Shoot,
just...
I thought he was gone.
No, he's
No, he
standing
stayed
at
behind.
your... Yeah, the Sagite... So, basically, Willow, the Sagites, inside of the major chantries, they would act kind of like librarian... or library assistants. Or...
Why are Sagites so creepy?
They're
What kind of
servants.
library do you go to?
Well, not ones that are as well staffed as this, because the public library system's dying in America. I kid. But anyways, he's standing by, just like waiting if you guys have any questions or anything for him. But Maria doesn't really know what's going on, and she just asks that in general. And then he's just going to, like, pipe in and say... And it can even be kind of like that creepy pipe in of just like, "Oh, by the way," it's like, "Google, please don't autofill my questions. I've got this." But yeah, he would pipe in and say, "Oh, I thought you all were here for the convocations of minds. The sleeping god, Valrir, spoke for the first time.
That too.
Hundreds of years." The words
That's why
he
we
said
figured-
were, "She'll free him."
That's why we came here, as we figured he would be interested in that and be a part of the congregation of mine.
Faye is going to nod and say, "The thing you'll have to learn about the Chantry of Harmony. Here the gods do not lead us. They guide us, but it's up to us to have the knowledge to interpret their wills."
That I know well. Sometimes knowledge can lead to world waters, require wisdom to go through the clarity.
Maria's going to pick up the quill on the table, dip it in the inkwell, and begin writing on the parchment.
And I'll like peer over her shoulder.
It is horrifically penned. But it says, Mabby, he was sleep talking from a bad dream. Might need a dream catcher.
That's a good thought.
And the Sagite's going to put his eyebrows together as Maria finishes. She picks up the parchment and rolls it up and hands it to him. And he's going to say, "Do you want me to deliver this?"
Would you discourage this young woman from learning?
He's going to sigh and just say, "Okay." He puts down another sheet of parchment on the table, and He's going to tuck this one in his satchel and start walking off.
Now he's gone. Well, once he's gone, it's kind of the... Ah, boy. So, this is a meeting of the minds to determine what is going on.
Pretty much just a big old guessing.
Well...
Maria's going to say, I'm in the lead.
Indeed you are.
You might be.
If only... Well... Oh boy, judging based off... Claw's just kind of muttering to himself right now.
Okay. As Claw mutters, Kenneth.
Yes.
Well, actually, Kenneth and Claw. Oh no, Anderson's not here. You are going to recognize somebody.
Oh no.
It's your
Can't be his
dad. He
mother.
tries to stab you.
Wait, which ones?
I'm kidding.
All of them.
Yes.
You see Lord Niatin. He looks exhausted. As he is here. He is walking around with two other people. They are walking table to table. You see Lord Niatin, Sergeant Weston Rendale, and Lieutenant Marlena Bertol. They are schmoozing at different tables as Marlena introduces Weston. Lord Niatin stands in the background, or behind the two of them, occasionally nodding. He's got
Daphne with him?
Daphne is not with him. He's got large bags under his eyes. Eventually, Lord Niatin looks over towards your tables and he squints before standing
I'll throw him a
back.
friendly wave.
As you wave at him, he's definitely going to recognize you, and he's going to come to attention just a little bit. Weston and Marlena are both going to notice the group. They head in your direction towards the table. They are a floor up from you, so they're walking around a banister, down a staircase, and towards your table. After they arrive, Weston.
We knew that we were all there when Marlena and Weston were putting in a pitch, right?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, not all of the group was there, but what's her name? Oswandria informed the party what transpired inside the house. You all were there the night, Kyrus walked up to your table, and the night Kyrus' dad was killed.
Mm-hmm.
As Weston and Marlena approach your table, Marlena is going to speak up and say, I'm familiar with some of the young faces here. Allow me to introduce to you Sergeant Weston Rendale. He's going to nod and says, Lord Niatin tells me that most of you are Solsarai of Ardor Serai.
Yes, we actually were the ones that helped escort Lord Niatin's betrothed back to him.
Assuming that hasn't been told off.
He's from the background, Lord Nianton's going to nod and say, "Oh, yes, Daphne speaks highly of all of you."
How is she?
He's going to say a wonderful handful.
It's okay. We know.
We know.
We're aware. Well, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters.
How are you doing, Lord Nianton? You, apologies. It's a pleasure to meet you, Lady Bertolf, Sergeant Weston Rendell. Renhill. I'm done.
He's going to nod. Lord Nianton in the back is going to say, "Well, between Lord Esterai's investigation into my family, helping out with Marlena, or with Lieutenant Bertolf and Sergeant Rendell to get the assembly called, I'm being pulled in every which direction. My father could not have picked a worse time to go off on a harebrained scheme. That said, where is the princess?"
She was escorted back to the castle.
Last we saw her.
Deception check?
Yeah. Give me a
I
deception
would argue
check.
that
You guys
Kenneth is helping, or Amelia is helping.
One person did not lie. One person did lie. You guys, I'll say Lumilia has advantage on that. One person's providing the help action.
Oh no.
Wah, wah.
Let's see. Lord Nianton rolls his check with disadvantage. And Marlena and
I made a
Weston
mistake.
Marlena and Weston are too concerned. Would you believe me if I told you the highest person rolled a 5?
The what?
The highest person rolled a 5.
Oh my god.
Please tell me this somehow works.
So, anyways, Reston's going to step forward and say, matters of the princess are not why we are here. As you know, you're attending one convocation. We're trying to get another one called, an assembly of all of the leagues of Ardersarai. So it's upon the Solsarai to pressure the appointed councilmen and councils and vice administrators and different magistrates of towns and areas to amp up the pressure. We want an assembly called, and I believe we have the support to call one by nightfall tomorrow.
Can someone remind me what Solsarai are?
Are you asking as a player, or are you asking as a character?
Player.
Either? Both?
Okay. As a player, a Solsarai is the nobility of Ardersarai. It's the highest rank
That's why I
somebody
don't know.
can achieve through like inheritance. As a player, Weston will respond. Solsarai are the backbone of our nation. They're the honor in Ardersarai. They're
Prick. Sorry.
So I'm gonna say the soul sworn and the different commoners make oaths to Solsarai and become soul sworn, and those oaths are what builds our entire society, allows us to trade with one another in good faith, to meet together and come together on common bonds, to hold and share ideals. Solsarai represent each and every one of those ideals.
Thank you.
He's going to nod and say, so I can count on your support on asking your counselor to call an assembly.
Damn, he's
Me?
learning.
He nods.
I'm not a That.
He's going to look to Kiris, and Kiris is going to say, I said some of them are Soul Sarai.
I'm just a Sagite here to help them understand.
You've already met my father quite, and I'm curious to see on how my dad's actually viewing this arrangement himself. I haven't heard his opinion on it yet.
Weston's going to nod and say, if an assembly is called, anybody with an ardor can rise to the rank of magnate. The stars will appoint our next leader. If they see it
Even
fit,
a fire spawned?
he's going to nod and say, even a fire spawn if they gain the right.
Damn it, damn it, with the change to my sister. Oh boy. Stars are quite an interesting color. I can say that much from what I've heard from my sister.
Weston is going to nod, saying that they are. That they are. You should each know that the guiding star Lyra Major guides every action I take. Should you see, or should the stars see it fit, hopefully it can guide the actions of our nation. Weston is going to bow, and Marlena is going to nod. She's going to say, Sergeant, there's quite a few influential lords and ladies here. We should go continue talking to them. He's going to say, yes, Lieutenant. Well, with that, I hope that you're able to come up, brainstorm some options to make sense of these words that our gods have gifted us with. Kiris from behind is going to wave, looking a little bit more energized. They begin walking away.
I like them less every time we meet them.
Very confident, aren't they?
I've never met them.
You're still not here.
I'm gonna roll a history check real quick, just to see if I've heard of Weston before.
Go for it.
These events.
Why bother? You know about Aylis, so of course you know about Weston.
No,
Like,
I
what
pity.
didn't your dad tell you?
Honestly,
Apparently
I
not
just
about
pity the
Weston,
boy.
actually.
Yeah, I mean, you could ask Weston about Weston. He'd probably like to talk about himself.
Right, no,
He
I was
probably would.
He would love to.
right.
Are you asking me to go on about myself? Because I will gladly do so in song.
Like, not only will I do so, I'll do so. Click in song.
Are we finally gonna get a musical session?
No.
That's the musical session.
Oh God, no, no! I rolled
I'm
a
bringing
9,
that
so
back.
I don't know about Weston.
All right.
Uh,
Maria is going to point to them leaving and say, "You've met him before?" She's gonna whisper, "Kind of good looking."
He's engaged. Sorry. You'd get along with his fiance, though.
Mhm.
She's lovely.
Wait,
She's crazy and you know it, Lumilia.
was she? You don't know if she was pointing at Weston or at Curious?
Oh, wait, yeah. Hold on, I don't want to make assumptions.
Yeah, looking at, like, if you... I'll just let you track Maria's finger. Like, she does point in their general direction, but you're gonna notice, like... Oh, wait, she was referring to Weston.
Okay, cool. I don't want to make
But
assumptions.
she has no reason to disbelieve you, you know, not knowing he's engaged. What's he wearing?
Well, no, I meant I don't want to make assumptions about her sexuality.
Oh, okay, fair.
I don't care if she thinks Kyrus is engaged.
Mm-hmm.
What, you want your sister to be a homewrecker?
No, but I mean, I'm gay. You can look.
Daphne's already a homewrecker. She does that all on her own.
Okay, so what, they really just want us to write down what we think? Aria said?
Well, what we think it means. We know what he said.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which I have a pretty good idea.
I am having flashbacks to middle school and English class. What did the author mean when he told us that the sky was blue?
What does the red door
Claus
mean?
says that out loud, and Alexander's gonna elbow him in the ribs.
I mean, all it really is there's a she and a he in the thing. Those are the only points that really matter. So non-binaries are out.
Maria's going to... Oh, okay. Maria's going to scratch her head and say... Did Vilrir ever keep journals? I've read a... I've read that book. What is it? 1,000 Years?
Kitty?
She trails off, and she's going to roll a history check. And she's going to say, no, not 1,000 years, a century's reflection. That's it. The one about the Ascendant.
Isn't that like a super important book for the Four Ascended?
It is.
I remember that, but has Lumilia actually read it?
I think she would, considering you're a Sagite.
I know, but would she have actually? Her father was very loose with the rules.
Apparently.
Like, you were assigned it, but did you actually ever read it?
I keep missaying my own deity's name. Don't expect much.
Oh boy.
I'm only proficient religion and name.
Like, are you really a Sagite, or is this just some elaborate... Like, you've just been fooling us all this entire time.
You guys see down the hall on this floor of the library, Faye is returning to you, the Sagite.
I would like to mention that's very impressive, Maria.
She's gonna nod and say, Dad taught me the sword, and I don't know if Donaganya taught me the mind or put the knowledge in my head. She shrugs. She's gonna say, most people out in Firtar can't even write, and I haven't mastered the pen, but I can get most of the characters.
Would you like to get better at it? I could help you. I have calligrapher's tools.
That's something she cares about. She's going to... You're going to see her kind of hesitant and say, sure, I think it could be something that helps us connect.
If you don't want to, you don't have to.
she's gonna shrug and say, I just don't know why I'd need to write anything. The Sagite returns to the table and he's going to speak up and say, they couldn't read your handwriting, but after I explained it, they asked if you could expand. He puts the scroll back on the table.
Hear that? They liked your idea.
That's definitely
Did
not what he
they
said.
like it, or is it...
If they want to know more, they liked it.
Or they
Fair.
just couldn't understand what she was asking.
She's 15. Encourage her.
I'm
This
not
is why
here.
we're all adults and
the-
depressed.
I am the voice in your head. I'm not actually here. I'm sleeping outside.
Alright, does anyone want to, like, ask for any books from the Sagite or pin down any ideas?
Can we get some books on all of Valrier's exploits that we have recorded?
All of his exploits recorded.
Something like the brief history of Valrier.
It might help give context if we know more about him personally.
He's going to nod and say, I'll bring you a collection that I think you might, that might favor the knowledge that you currently have. He begins walking around to various different shelves around this area. It looks like he might be a while as he, picks one book, walks 40 feet in a different direction, grabs one book, walks in.
Where
While he's doing that, is it warm
There's no-
enough in here? What is it? How warm is it in here?
It's decently warm. With all of the people, there'd be different like hearth areas, I guess, like around here. But once the spring day gets going, it's pleasant. It's pleasant. Yeah.
What I was thinking of doing, and here's a long shot idea. I'm gonna have Mango try to stealth into one of the room where the main intelligent individuals are, and then come back to me to try and relay, and then have her come back to me. I want her to go into that room and try and memorize the faces of the individuals out in that room.
You're asking a lot of a snake.
Alright, you can roll me a stealth check for Mango. While it's doing that, does anybody else want to pin any ideas or anything? Because I'm going to jump back over to the other part of the group.
Can I just idly talk with Maria about cooking?
I will.
You
I'll
can.
pin
Cool.
something. I'll pin something down to hand to Faye, and I'll. Let me just IM it to you.
Yeah, you can message it to me, or you can just say it. Either or.
I'll send it through.
Ooh, not bad.
I'm going to make a wholesome sibling relationship if it kills me.
I rolled a 24.
Okay, I saw that. I'm going to come back to Mango.
Oh, actually, before I write, send this to you. Is it like common knowledge of, or at least know, the reason why Valrier went to sleep?
Yes, it is.
Okay, making sure before I send this, and like I've acknowledged my character shouldn't have.
You see, there's
As-
this cursed princess, and
Please.
As Faye is walking around, I'm going to whisper over to Kenneth. We're not going to really put our real idea out, are we?
I'm making a backup plan.
Maybe we could say something about the circle without mentioning the princess?
If we put in an idea that bold without names. They're gonna question where we came up, who and what.
We could mention the circle by name.
Well, here's the thing. We don't necessarily have to mention the name, right? We can just say, maybe, here's my idea. Someone, part of maybe a group, is working towards unleashing the reason why Valkyrie is asleep. That is literally, essentially, what they want, right? Having it out there and having people know may make things easier. You know, take them down, to find them, just having word out there. Random guess, right?
Oh, I mean, we could play it off the fact that we just rescued Maria from Corrawind and just say Corrawind is going to release him.
I don't think we should put Maria out like that, though.
I was not going to say that. Like I said...
No, not Maria. Not mention Maria in her statement, but Corrawind.
I was mainly going to call this a guess. This is what they want, right? They want people to make educated estimations. Educated guesses on what the reason is, on what he said. This is an educated guess. Maybe someone's trying to undo the reason he's asleep.
Okay, do it.
And I'll just send to you what I'm writing, Brandon.
Okay. All right.
I wonder if there is a way to catch Valrier's dreams. It'd probably be fun to watch.
Grab some parchment and you can start scribbling too. All right, so we will jump over to Aswandria and Stradora.
And Anderson.
And Anderson, who's doing such a wonderful job of role-playing what he's doing right here. So you guys get a little further into your short rest. 10 minutes pass, 20 minutes pass. And another 5 or so minutes pass. Right before Aswandria feels like she has grasp over this hat and understanding it. She's going to shake Anderson and say, "You said we could go someplace they study curses? Where do they do that at?"
So you remember how Claw mentioned that he was related to the Alma fellow?
She's gonna nod.
Well, in the stories of the great Father Anderson, Alma actually accompanied Anderson and was mentioned to have... He was either good at curses or was a curse to Anderson, I forget. But maybe we can start there.
She's gonna exhale and say, I know Death Singer Uhair. He visited me when I was a kid. He also cured, she says, this curse from me.
I mean, I think what we learned is that like everyone thought they cured the curse from you.
Yeah, so I go down a dead end.
Well, he might know things about curses. I don't know, it's a suggestion.
The man
We could also...
walking by
you know...
on the pier is going to stop. He looks over at you guys and say, I couldn't help but hear you're trying to cure a curse?
You really could have helped overhearing that, but okay.
What's it to ya, punk?
He's gonna just put up his hands and say, I'm just here to contribute the knowledge I know. I studied the intricacies of Ilderon, every nook and cranny of this world, as much as I can. I've traveled from one corner of Galkin to the other side of Seadow.
So a world traveler like yourself is just spying on kids' conversations and interjecting?
He's going to shrug and say, oh, fine. I know of a magic fountain that can cure any curse. It only springs once every 5 years, and it's coming up, but I suppose that's not knowledge that any of you care about.
It's not. Thanks.
Well, no, wait.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're gonna listen to the man who's gonna dangle a magic fountain in front of us after we just had a conversation with the beggar lady who turned out to be a really high-level mage and a cultist. Sure. Be as dumb as you look.
He's gonna scratch his head and say, wait, beggar lady?
That's not important. She's a bitch. Anyway.
I don't even know your name, sir.
He's going to shrug and say, hey, you can call me Mon.
At the very least, we can hear Mon out. You know? I mean, if it turns out to be nothing, what do we lose?
How close are we to the water?
I mean, you are on a bench that's just looking out. It's on the docks, on the pier, looking out over, the city.
Like if I shove Anderson, will he fall into the water?
Yeah, like you're 5 feet away from the water.
I'm shoving Anderson into the water.
I would like to make a contested athletics check not to go into the water.
All right, go ahead and give me those 2 checks.
Now.
All right, Anderson holds his footing as Stradora shoves him. Yeah. Also, Andrea is going to put her hands on over her mouth. The man is going to just like hold up his hands and say, I just thought we were here to share knowledge.
She's had a long day. Please, tell us a story. The least we could do is listen.
No! We don't have to listen! There's not a thing we have to do!
Well, you don't have to. How about you go into the chantry with the others?
I'm not leaving you and your stranger danger bullshit with us, Andrea!
Why do you have to be such a bitch?
I'm gonna hit him! I'm gonna...
Alright, yeah, so Stradora goes to hit,
That connects.
yeah, Stradora goes to hit him, and I feel like...
You take 3 damage.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm sorry, you take 4 damage.
I feel like that's the point where Andrea would interject and say, nobody else has been able to cure this curse. I don't think this magic fountain's going to help. The man is going to shrug and say, oh, alright, well, if you want to know, find me out, or find me while I'm in here. It's lost knowledge, things the history texts actually aren't able to verify anymore. But I tracked it down and I found it. Andrea is going to say, lost knowledge from where? He shrugs and says, old nation that became a Lilnagai, Amirian. Destroyed in the second shattering. And the first. At which point, I feel like Andrea's going to speak and say, could you give me the location of the fountain? Just in case I'm curious of it. He's going to nod and say, "Yeah, it's small ruins of an Illuminagian town. It's right where three rivers connect, just over the border." And she's gonna say, "Is it hard to find?" He's gonna shake his head and say, "No, folklore in the region. It's kind of been spreading about it. People have been gathering there. A small festival going on this year, hoping the waters return." He's going to nod, waving a hand and walking in. Asuandra's got a big smile on her face and says, "Wow, that's like divine."
Sure.
She's going to put her hat on and tap it, changing her appearance from the soldier to that of the soldier to that of Asuandria without her, void eyes. She's
right.
going to say, "This is going to be wonderful." And she's going to look at Shadora and say, just as exceptionally bad random things can happen to people, I think the same chance exists that good things can happen too.
Yeah. So, are you still grappling me, or what's happening here?
Oh no, I hit you and I'm done.
Okay. No, so it's like, I'm going to assume, like, oh, my fucking... Like, why do you have to, shut down every idea just because you don't like it, alright? You're not just the leader here, we all have an opinion.
Sir just kind of looks at you. Doesn't say anything.
Asuandria is going to speak up and say, "Well, earlier I did say it was your turn to pick what you wanted to do. But in your defense, you didn't know that this was existed. That could be your thing, talking to a strange man."
I don't really feel like talking right now. Just...
She's going to nod and say, "Good. If neither one of you want to take a turn, I think we should ask Lumilia next."
Fine.
She begins walking into the chantry from the docks, through the small houses and into the main structure. Eventually, a Sagite is going to walk up alongside of you. Simply just, giving them the rest of the party's information. Like, "Oh, we're looking for people like this, that walked in like this, looking this old." The party is reunited as the Sagite leads them to the party's alcove. Everyone's together.
Alright, so Anderson just looks really pissed right now.
Except for, Mango's not back yet, is she?
Not yet.
Okay. Claws just look like he's keeping an eye out for someone.
Anderson, are you alright?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. Did you get the helmet working? Looking at the princess.
So Andrea is going to point at her eyes and say, "This is not my magic. It's a magic of a fully self-sustaining item."
Congratulations.
Fantastic. Now we're going to need you to be able to maybe change your hair color and or eye color her a little bit more.
No one knows what she looks like.
I'm pretty sure Karis
I
knows what she looks like.
True.
She's going to say, Kiris is here?
Oh, so is Lord Nightane.
They're the same person.
Same.
You know,
Oh,
they're
wait,
here
what?
to overthrow your mom.
Yeah, Kiris is Lord Nightane. Nightane his last name.
Asuandria
What?
is going to speak up and say, I've been thinking about that a lot. Anderson convinced me that we should go on adventures to get to find more information about this curse.
Well, look at Stradora and say, you let him?
I didn't have much of a choice.
But before that, I want to make sure that my family is secure.
Well, they're having a council, and pretty much, what is it? He decides the star. He says the star, and when the star shows up, he's now the magnate. I forgot how this goes.
Some song goes. My sister is very good at charting out stars. Maybe that can give us a bit of a help.
Guiding stars aren't stars, they're magic lights.
So can't we just cast a magic light and rig it?
How do you know they're not going to rig it?
I'd rig it.
There probably are.
How do you rig stars?
They're not stars, they're magic lights.
Right?
If
It pops up in the sky, it lights it up for a while, everybody goes, ooh, oh, what does it mean? And then it disappears. If you could cast a big enough light to sit in the sky for long enough, you know.
Asandra, taking all of this in, is going to say, I don't wholly know what to do about the situation yet, but I do want to do something. I will not be impulsive, though.
We could talk to your fake grandmother.
The one that's trying to do this?
Well, maybe we can figure out what exactly the problem is. You know, I don't think it's so much that they think Weston's supremely qualified to be magnate, so much as they think Oriana isn't. So maybe there's some way that you can meet them in the middle, and then they can call the whole thing off.
She's going to nod and say, I like that idea, Stradora. Compromise. That got us really far with Lord Niatin.
Let's see how it goes with them. So, who's the most influential out of us?
In what way?
Oh, not you. You're outsider.
Thanks.
Of the Ardorian nobility, I guess.
Sandria, she's the princess.
That's
Yeah.
not the current princess.
No, Alessandra is the current princess. It's just that, you know, she is most likely probably should be in the castle.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say maybe
So
Claw.
assuming we can't use either of the princesses, probably Claw.
Claw or, I don't want to get their names mixed up.
Alexander.
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 Like I was like, I know nothing about politics.
What'd I do?
Who of the party is the most influential in terms of the nobility that isn't a princess or pseudo princess?
Although, don't they want your father's help, Claw? That could be leverage.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to speak with them a bit more about this whole meeting, get a better understanding to help you convince your father.
I don't even know what the hell my father's thinking before I can actually say whether or not. Because if I state that I'm going to help try and convince my father, and he's already agreed to help them.
They just asked you about it, didn't they?
My family's known for not revealing their face. So, but I guess maybe I can try and meet them in the middle. Where is Snake?
Would you be able to track them?
I could. I just need them. Well, usually I mark something and I track it. Half the time I use it with a spell, but I can try to track them down. Sorry, I'm just focusing on something else because I don't want Mango to forget this information when she comes back.
What information?
Oh. The Sagite's not nearby, are they?
I will roll him a percentage die of how close he is. He's getting closer. He just finished collecting all his books.
Stealth check.
Someone write a scroll for him to deliver.
Mm-hmm. It's funny that you say that. Yeah. Kenneth wrote one, and Maria has been expanding on her thoughts.
I'm very proud.
Do you just wait until he comes back to the table?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to come back to the table, set down a large stack of books, and say, "Whew. Alright, I've got 3 copies of The Struggles of Sarai, a copy of A Century's Reflection, 2 books on the Kayak Wars and the conclusion of them, 3 books on Olivia, The Loss, 1 on the nature of Gendawai, and 1 on the lumbering rituals, are the lumbering traditions of Western art, of ancient Western art or Sarai."
I feel like that last one is a bit of a hit at me.
No, Vaelrir was a lumberjack before he was a god, and before he was a warrior.
The fact that my family is also is an abandoned lumbering village is the reason why I felt like that one was an attack on me.
Oh no, Claw's a descendant of Valrir.
Oh god, that actually explains
Valrir's
too
a
much.
werewolf?
Somewhere down the line, maybe. Somewhat.
This is called jumping to conclusions. Don't do it, Maria.
I heard we were jumping to conclusions and hopped right on.
Okay. We... Ah, boy. Are we going to be giving them some of the scrolls?
Yeah, I give him the one I wrote.
Maria, are you ready? Or do you want some more time?
Let's see, how well argues Maria's reasoning? Maria's going to turn right as you ask if she's ready, and she's going to nod and say, "Well, I guess I tried to explain a little bit better," and she'll hand the parchment towards the Sagite. He's going to read over it, and to the best of his ability, he'll roll a charisma save. He goes, all right. Rolls it up, and he's going to gesture for Kenneth and say, "And are you kids sure you don't want to support any of your claims with evidence from texts?"
Not yet.
He looks over at Kenneth's. Is going to nod. He rolls it up and says, "All right, I will deliver this into the main antechamber." And he begins walking off, leaving the books on the table.
I'm gonna grab that book on Gendwai.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we have people here who...
Go ahead.
We have people here who might be, interested.
Yeah.
Mainly I'm gonna look through, see if I could find some stuff relating to the dream that Anderson had.
Okay,
I'm gonna cast guidance on him.
Go ahead and roll me
just
a intelligence check, searching through the book. As you do that, Asuandria is going to take a piece of parchment from the table and say, "I think what we need to do is write my mom a letter and tell her I will come back if she agrees to meet with my grandmother. And if they can sit down and talk this out, that could save us a big, long headache."
Well, you said you cast guidance?
Yes.
It's a D4, right?
It is.
Let me check. Yes.
Okay.
Wait, wasn't it intelligence check, not a save?
Oh, sorry. But it's safe. Let me try that again.
I got you.
Intelligence. Yeah, there it is. Oh,
16.
that's better.
So this book, looking through it, addresses the nature of Gendwai in a completely different nature than the rest of any type of knowledge, I guess, that Kenneth has learned before. Just like searching through it, the first claim it makes is that contrary to popular belief in schools of thought, the prevalent idea is that Gendwai, Renalta, Amira, and Daimadith were all powerful servants of Alilia, the goddess of creation, and that Gendwai got jealous of the powers that were given to Amira and the civilizations that Daimadith led, and rebelled. And that's what kind of started the god off on the dark path. It claims that Gendwai is of something else entirely. Not a deity in the same right as Alilia, but a being of unfathomable power that was not created by her.
Just gonna scrunch up my face like, what?
What'd you got, Kenneth?
I'll relay to them this information. So it's like, pretty much, this book is saying that Gendwai... wait, I'm misunderstood. Alright, so the book is saying that Gendwai... oh god, my brain...
So, I'll put it in the simplest terms. The prevalent belief in Ilderon is that the goddess of creation created everything.
Right.
The book says that Gendoi was not created by Alilia. Gendoi was not created by the goddess of creation.
Okay, yeah. So I'll tell them that.
Brandon, I regret talking to you so much.
Mm-hmm.
So where did he come from?
Maria's going to look at the book and say, it's probably rubbish.
Why do you think that?
She's gonna say, I believe in the Four, but I mean, even Alilia created the Four.
Is there an author listed on the book?
Is there an author listed on the book? Yes, there is. It is a woman by the name of Delith.
We could ask the Sagite about it when he gets back.
Is Aussie and them back with the party?
Yes.
Yes, we're
there.
all together.
I mentioned Oswandria, by the way. She grabbed a piece of parchment and she's been penning a letter to her mother. The plan that the party came up with was to get Marlena and Weston to compromise and not call the assembly.
I doubt it's gonna work, but good to try.
Alright, so if you guys
Aussie, who's that weird dude that you were telling us about?
She's going to shrug and say, a scholar by the name of Mon. He came here for the convocation.
Wait, Mom?
Mon.
Mon, that makes a lot more sense.
She keeps looking down at the paper and says, he said there's a fountain with magical water over the border. It can cure any disease or any curse. It only springs once every 5 years.
Any curse?
She's going to shrug and say, we didn't get too much information from him, but that's what
How
he
long have I
said.
been muted? I was replying.
A while.
A long time. I haven't heard anything he said ever since you asked like one question after Anderson was pouty, and then that was it.
I said like we might have heard more, but someone didn't want to listen.
Strange men on the streets aren't great to ask questions from.
You don't say.
It still doesn't hurt to at least listen.
Now, strange
Instead of just telling them to fuck off immediately without hearing anything about any kind of information.
You want to go again, Brad?
You know what, bitch? Bring it! Anderson just kind of stands up, knocking over the chair.
Take it outside.
Both of you, we are in the middle of something. Cool it.
Go ahead and have an honor duel.
Yeah, as you say cool it, Maria's like there saying honor duel, honor duel, honor duel.
And do I see Mango?
I was just about to handle that. Mango is scurrying its way back to you. or scurrying her way back to you.
Right.
Mango. Yeah, Mango tried its best.
I'm going to use speak with animals.
Okay. And what are you asking it?
I'm asking her, who did you see inside of the main antechamber?
She's going to say, peoples, the tall, warm ones. I'm going to save you a lot of roleplay. Mango failed that intelligence check super hard.
You know,
What
I
do
just
you
want to bring up.
expect her to know anyways? They're just humans.
Right. I forget if there was anything that makes Gale Song stand out to other people besides looks.
I have a question, or I have a player question. Don't you also have the spell? What was it called?
No.
Defense?
I don't. That's a second level spell. I don't get second level spells until 5th.
Okay. I was like, I have that. But...
There's one thing we haven't tried to get in contact with Gilsong.
What?
He is a god.
You mean just pray?
I'll try.
Lumilia's gonna play the Gale song?
Yep.
I'll
I
pray
guess.
alongside. I'll pray alongside her.
What does she say?
I don't know, guys, give me ideas. What do you want? What do you want me to ask you, Song?
O Lord of the Storms, we have need of your guidance in a troubling time. It involves the young Bartelf girl.
Is it even
I feel like that's a little vague for talking to a god. Sure. I'll just say that, I guess.
Okay. I want to pause for a minute to say to all of the trolls typing in chat, don't type in YouTube chat. It's very hard for me to read that while I'm DMing. If you want to contact me, the Discord link is in the description of the video. Join the Discord. Type in the live campaign, Wesley Taylor. But no. Okay, so Lumilia is going to pray to Galesong, saying that the children are reaching out to him. Could you just repeat it to me one more time?
We need his help in dealing with Osuandria Bertov's curse and the cult associated with it. That covers it all, right?
Sure. Give me a religion check.
You can guide yourself.
Sorry, I was rolling with advantage. My bad. Not that it makes all that much difference.
Okay. Lumilia does not get a reply.
Huh?
Lumilia does not get a reply.
Oh.
You pray. You feel a empty win afterwards.
I'm leaving the chantry after this.
He's not even technically your god, so...
I know, but gods make no sense. I'm just gonna ditch. I'm gonna be a chef.
You give up your cleric powers?
Oh no, a cleric is separate from a Sagite. I do what I want.
Alright, so what do you guys want to do from here?
I forgot I was on mute. You don't have to pray out loud for God to be able to hear you, do you?
I mean, Lumilia's the one to ask.
Well, I know. I'm asking as a player right now.
As a player, it's questionable even if they can hear your thoughts. That is not information you guys have access to.
Okay.
Hey Anderson, how does your telepathy work again?
I just telepathically message you. I don't know. One day I could do it.
So if Gale Song was here, could you talk to him? Or do you have to know where he's at?
I mean, I have to be able to see him.
Dang.
Oh boy. Well, it's with an internal clause going to state internally. Gale Song, if you're able to hear this, my father fought this threat previously with you. And if you can hear me right now, we need your help to give us the information that you know in order for us to finish what was unable to be done all those years ago. Want me to roll a religion check?
I do not.
Okay.
It's time to just start insulting him.
You could ask for a book on the nature of Gale Song. He was missing for about 700 years without answer.
If you answer our prayers, I'll give you an autograph from the great Thrasidanius Wonderspoon.
Oh boy. Oh, I hear the dice.
No, I was actually remembered that Thrasidanius Wonderspoon is at this convocation, and I needed to roll a percentage die if he was in the same room as you guys.
Wait, he's actually here?
Dear gods, no. Don't make us deal with him again.
But he's the great Thrasidanius Wonderspoon.
I know, but I'm gonna get confused because I'll forget that our second conversation with him was actually also Andrea.
Alright. Andrea has finished her letter. She's going to roll it up and say, I'm gonna go look for my grandmother.
Does someone want to check that first? Or we just going?
Going.
Okay.
Alright. Andrea gets up and she's gonna go for a walkie walk. Pretty sure it's intelligence for investigation.
Yeah.
Alright, what's the party want to do?
Well, it seems to be a bust, guys, so we should probably get Aussie back to the castle as soon as possible.
Well, she's going to take a letter to her grandmother so she can meet with her mom, and then she wants to go out on an adventure. I mean, hopefully we can convince her to go back to the castle.
Hopefully.
Why?
Well,
you know.
She doesn't have any official duties as a princess, so why?
No, they
don't
just
we
locked
go
her
to
in
the
her room.
Castle?
And probably lie to her and not give her the full information because Magnate doesn't want to deal with it.
On the other hand, Maria should go back to the castle. If she wants to.
Well, I still say we need to get Aussie back for the simple fact, if we don't, we'll be wanted criminals.
And let's go find her. Then she's out here looking for her grandma.
Is she looking for her grandma or her mom?
Grandma. Give her a letter so that she can meet with her mom. Talk about this whole committee.
Okay.
Okay.
Someone probably should have gone with her.
Looks Esther Dora.
Why didn't we go with her?
Oxoandra is 16 years old. She's perfectly fine to be on her own.
She's more sheltered than me, and I'm 5.
You guys go looking for Oxoandra?
I mean, yes.
Who is joining the search? Is it everybody?
I guess.
Yeah, everybody's
Maria
fine.
wants to go.
Yeah, let me know. Yeah, I guess Maria will. Get up and. Maria will whisper something to herself as she gets up. It is going to beat everybody's passive perception.
Including mine?
Yes. Wait,
Wow.
no, you picked up Observant,
Yep.
right? So that puts you at 20.
Yep.
Let me readjust that. There are probably a few things that are worth noting. Okay, so yeah, Maria's going to whisper inconsiderate brat as she stands up. And
Just like getting along just fine.
This is fine.
all right, you guys go looking for Osuandria. It doesn't take you long to find her, as she has collected quite the following. She is one floor down, talking to Marlena and Weston, and it seems that a few other people have came and gathered around her. As you guys
good.
approach, she'll wave at you, and Marlena is going to read over the letter and say, "Look, Suandria, I care about you, but this is almost a ransom note." She's going to say, "Yes, and those are my conditions. If you meet with my mom and she meets with you, I will go back to the castle safely. And you want me to deliver this to her?" And she's going to nod and say, "I have a whole entourage of soldiers out there. Will you join us if we head back towards the castle?" Suandria is going to shake her head and say, "Only if she agrees to meet with you too. If I go back, she'll just snatch me up and lock me away." Sorry about that. My headset turned off. I had to ping it to turn back on. And at which point, Marlena is going to look up at the party, joining the circle, and say, "So when you said she'd been safely escorted back to the castle, you meant that she ran off again?"
Yes.
We meant that she is being escorted by us.
No, she was safely
We'll
escorted
get her
back
to the castle
castle.
eventually.
Again.
Weston is going to say, he's going to speak quietly towards Marlena and say, "Look, Marlena, I'm confident and I'm confident in the waves that we've made and for the assembly to be called. I think it'd be wise to just grab her and take her back to the castle. The whole time this is happening, people are whispering. Marlena's going to shake her head and say, we're not going to make a scene. And she's going to... Marlena's going to say, Princess, will you come with us back to Zenith's Rise? Asuandra is going to shake her head. At which point, Marlena and Weston are going to almost turn and sink and say, all right, we're heading back to Zenith Rise, then we'll deliver the message, and as soon as Reyna sends you ascending, we'll send knights to come get you. Asuandra is going to nod. They start walking away. Weston's going to stop and is going to stop and turn to Curious. He says, "Just remember, let everybody know we have the support of the Nakard Alliance for the moon, or for the assembly. And if that doesn't get them on our side, oh, we'll just have to pray to the Four then after that."
I hear the Four aren't answering prayers lately.
That's a one-liner. The circle is going to close as Marlena and Weston walk away. One lady is going to walk up and say, "You're the Princess of Ardor Sarai? We've never seen you before." Asuandra is going to start chatting idly with people approaching her. One person tries to touch her, and she's going to take a step back.
I'll step out next to her and be like, please, it's alright if you would like to ask a few questions. I know it's very weird to meet the princess in such a place, but I'm sure you can understand the tactfulness we need to keep with no one coming too close."
Nice.
People are going to start mumbling, and one's gonna say, and you guys just hear these like different whispers and rumors. It's like one says, "I thought she'd look like a demon. I thought she'd have horns. I thought she'd be red like all of the Shattered. She looks so normal." You know, just everybody on a different little rumor that's been whispered about Asuandra.
Anderson's just, I'm just gonna hold my axe. You know, for personal comfort.
Do we need to do anything else here?
I don't think so. I think we can leave.
Alright, if you guys are all leaving, I'm gonna roll you one final percentage die. Well, actually, this is not that. That's would be an investigation check. As you guys are leaving, Sagai Faye is going to stop you on one stairwell and say, "Oh, I've been looking everywhere for you. You all, you each abandoned the table I sat you at." It's going to look to Kenneth and Maria and say, "Lady Melitha would like to talk to each of you about your ideas."
Okay.
Oh no.
Kenneth, if you and Lumilia wanna go talk to her, we can escort our friend here out. Maybe we'll get some pastries in town.
Alright.
Maria is going to step forward and say, it wasn't Lumilia's idea, though. It was mine. She just helped me
Yeah.
with the
Oh no,
letters.
he only means I'll be escorting you.
Out of character, that was my fault. I misheard what you said.
Okay. Alright, so we can quickly handle this. Kenneth, Maria, and Lumilia are escorted into the main antechamber. In the center of this chamber, there is a large cylindrical shape that at various different points has glass pieces, or the stone pulled out and glass pieces inserted. You can see a beam of light kind of radiating through the center here. It doesn't reach the top of this tower. However, you can see that it goes up a good 70 or 80 feet of pale white light in the middle of this cylindrical cylinder. On the below it, half of it opens up, and you can see on the dais, sleeping on a stone bed, there is the body of Vaelrir. He is laying flat, and a lance is on either side of his stone bed that he is lying flat on. Different people.
You know, for some reason, I thought he was made of stone. This makes much more sense.
Different people are moving about in different areas of this room, as it seems a stage has been erected in this main antechamber. There are tables of people here, and along the back walls and on the second floor, there are the best attempts to make those private alcoves here for people to have time to study. It is kind of frantic as there are papers everywhere. People are darting back and forth between these tables, talking to one another. There's a collection of 5 people on the stage. They are sitting around another table that different Sagites and sages are running notes to. You guys are led to the second floor. There's a woman. She is, let's see, actually. Let me pull her up. She is, has dark green eyes and blonde hair and dark olive skin. As you approach, she's only got 2 tomes on her table before she looks up at Kenneth, Maria, and Lumilia. And she's going to say, you know, I've always had a disgust in my mouth for Ardorian nobles.
Okay.
She gestures for you to sit at the table.
I'll have a seat.
I'll gesture for Maria to sit.
Maria sits. She's going to say, I'm curious about the combination of your ideas. You lend more weight to... she points to Maria and says, you lend more weight to Vaelrir's words being words of warning rather than words to be celebrated. Maria is going to nod, and she says, "It's my job to discern through all of the lesser ideas that are flowing in before they make their way up to the bigger minds at the table." Maria's gonna nod again and say, what experience do you have with sleeping and dreams of omens? Maria's gonna shrug and says, "My dad used to have really bad dreams. He'd mumble in his sleep all the time, but he'd wake up out of them." Melitha is going to exhale. She looks to Kenneth and says, "Combined with her point, I assume that you have some further insight than she does. I think there's a nugget of wisdom inside of your words."
Well, mine is sort of a combination of, I've heard rumors there used to be demon worshippers or something here in Ardor years back. And I thought to myself, like, something related to Valrier, what could be the stupidest person? I mean, stupidest thing a group of demon worshippers could do? Unleash Gendoi. That's the reason Valrier is sleeping. What would cause him to wake up? What would cause him to even mumble in his sleep? Someone's trying to undo what reason he sacrificed himself for.
She's going to nod and say, "Half the scholars in this chantry are on to that conclusion. However, neither one of you listed any sources for your information. What brings you to these thoughts?"
Mine was simply a guess.
Roll me a deception check.
Damn it, I forgot. But it's not. No!
Oh no!
Is that a natural one I see? I think it is.
Twitch.
She's
Again?
She's going to nod and say, I suppose some spoiled son of a noble, or some spoiled son of a noble with no insight to the greater histories of the world would just so happen to guess the prevailing idea being led on the floor by Archarcanist Dilo and Rona. Where's your Archarcanist attribution? I'm just curious. Is it in history?
No, not at all. Like I said, it's a guess.
She is going to put down her book and say, "Clearly you misunderstood my words. I want to know why you know what you know, and please do not underestimate my intelligence, as we both know that it's not a guess." Maria is going to speak up and say, "Well, and she's going to raise her hand and say, "You've done enough, my dear. Thank you."
You invited her here. You might as well let her talk.
Well, she explained her stance.
It's a player question. I forgot the name of Corrawind's group.
The Daughters of Gendoi.
Daughters. I was thinking sisters. Okay. Alright. The words... No. I have stumbled across a member of a group called the Daughters of Gendoi. That is where I draw my conclusion.
Nice.
She's gonna roll a history check. She's going to think and say, daughter of Gendoi. I haven't heard of them before. However, Gendoi did apprentice a young female mage once by the name of Olivia, who became a Shatterer. Terai aren't supposed to be able to be to come back from death, and she made it back into this world several years ago. I do suppose there's weight to this.
I don't believe Olivia the Lost, but there's a possibility. Like I said, I stumbled upon the group and the name, and it felt awfully convenient.
She's going to nod and turn to the Sagite that led you here, Faye, and she's going to say, I'll need ivory if you have any, and incense. He is going to nod, stepping away.
I have incense with me if you'd like.
She'll raise her hand and say, no, I'll use the Chantry's supply, and that's why we're here, of course. And she'll look to Kenneth and say, should we require any more information, you'll be contacted.
I would like to remain anonymous if you reveal this information. Like I said, I stumbled upon this group. If they find out I threw their name out there, I might be in trouble.
She will nod and say, I'll try and take that into account. And she'll just gesture for you guys to leave, waving a hand. Rather than picking up her book, she's going to pick up a quill and start writing.
I will get up and leave.
All right. Outside the Chantry, you're able to connect with the rest of the party.
Did they buy pastry?
Did we buy pastry?
How do you guys
Actually,
choose
how
to get
far
back
away-
into the city? Docks or walking?
Can we please walk? I don't have the funds.
Let's walk.
All right.
Let's take a leisurely stroll.
I'm mostly
Walk
kidding,
the
but
All right. You guys choose to walk. All right. So, walking around the outskirts of Ardor, the farms and the guardhouses and barracks. Eventually, you guys get to the city gates. As you approach the city gates, there is you guys are going to see several very prominent things. Camped outside of the city, northeast of the road that leads to Old Ardor, you see several banners, all of them belonging to the Red Axe Alliance, and about a half dozen large tents of the emissaries of Red Axe.
That was not there before.
I don't like this.
Yeah, this is your guys' first time outside the city gates. The next thing that you see is heading into the road. Are on the road heading into the city. The city gates are open and people are coming in freely, are coming and going freely. But off to the side, just outside the gates and the buildings that kind of lead up to the bridge going across the river, there is a woman surrounded by these Red Axe emissaries. They are all in the same. They are all in the clothing, which would be black robes with, you know, the Red Axe Red Axe Alliance emblem on them. As they surround this woman, the thing you're going to notice that is very distinctive about her is she has hair that is made of serpents. That each strand of it looks like it's made of a white stone.
I thought you didn't have Gorgons.
No, I told you guys there would be Gorgons this season. And the people are admiring, the Red Axe people are admiring this lady's hair. It seems that she is trying to push her way out of the circle of them, but they are not letting her go.
So, what do you think's going on over there?
Well, if you want to be busybodies,
Go be a knight in shining armor.
no, that's Stardar.
Claw's gonna head to there and try and break this up.
Yes, we're being busybodies.
As Claw approaches, one of the women is holding a strand of the hair is going to say, "Oh, they're so beautiful, and they're each one's almost sentient." The Gorgon's going to say, "Yes, they're a gift from my Soulsworn, or my Soulsrai, the provincial lord." And she's going to say, "So your family, your blood, is interwoven with that of Fianurala?" And she's going to say, "Yeah, it was kind of a decision I didn't have much of a choice in, but this is who I am. Please, I am on a delivery for my lady." And the woman's going to grab another one of the snakes in her hair and says, "So how did it happen?" And the Gorgon's going to say, "You know, I really didn't ask my mom questions on that."
Lumilia, can you do another big boom?
You know,
Yeah, sure.
Claw's gonna speak up and state, "It's not polite to be messing with other people's hair, especially when they're clearly not comfortable with what you're doing. Do you mind please backing away from her and letting her get along with her job?"
oh, I was.
Roll me a persuasion check, and what does Lumilia do?
I'll wait.
Yeah, I'm waiting
Okay.
to see how this pans out.
I'll intervene if I need to.
Persuasion. This is gonna suck.
Believe 3.
Yeah, I have a negative in persuasion.
They
So-
are going to laugh and say, "She's been banned from the city just like us." The woman is going to say, "Yes, but I can still hire messengers to get to send the message I need." They continue to crowd the woman, paying Claw no mind.
Alright, I'm gonna.
Okay.
I would like to try something real quick. Anderson comes
Go
up.
for it.
It's like, excuse me, ma'am, but I do think it's best to let go of someone's hair. I don't think you would appreciate if someone grabbed your hair, and I'd like to cast Charm Person.
Should have just grabbed her hair.
Oh boy.
Alright, so
On away.
yeah, casting Charm Person. They are going to roll a save. They rolled You can only target one person with it.
Well, yeah, but like, I'm not fully
Okay.
aware I'm casting Charm Person either.
Okay, so
Just a really strong feeling.
yeah, they're going to beat the save.
What did they roll?
One rolled an 18.
That beats it.
I rolled 2, but I just remembered it's not an AoE, so I just went with the first one.
Alright, nothing happened.
Yeah, they're going to look over at you and say, child, we dance with solidified elements of creation. The concepts of the world made real. Your magic and your words mean nothing to us.
Magic?
Now,
I'm gonna
What
cast Thaumaturgy.
So I was like, what magic? I didn't cast magic.
what's Lumilia saying?
Gonna make her voice 3 times louder and just yell move.
Alright.
That the
Lumilia.
intimidation, I guess.
Yeah, go
Ow.
give me an intimidation check.
Oh,
Lumilia's done.
yeah, you were right next to me, and I go, ow.
Yeah, so as Lumilia screams, you're gonna say that's one of the Chantry of Discipline. Get back. The women are all going to, or rather, the emissaries are all going to stand back on crowding the Gorgon. The Gorgon's going to fix her clothes and keep walking towards the city gate. And before she does, she's going to turn and look and say, thank you. Are any of you looking to make a coin? I can pay you well to deliver a message for me.
Depends where it's going. We have urgent business at the castle.
Before we were exiled from the city, my liege had us deliver an oath blade to the princess. The blade has not been returned and an answer has not been given. I seek a counsel with the magnate or the princess.
Casually
I
side-eyeing Asuandria.
No, telepathically to, I guess, you, of like, do we want to tell her, or how do we want to play this out?
Normally a message like this would only cost a couple silver coins, or only a silver coin to be delivered, but I'd be willing to pay easily several gold pieces.
Oh boy.
And can see my liege is quite wealthy.
You know what?
I'm waiting for Lumilia.
I have scales, you have snakes. Sure, 1 gold piece and I'll deliver it for you.
She hands you a coin
Cool.
and says, good. Tell her I will be staying in Old Ardor. She knows where, I believe the magnate knows where she exiled the Demon Door emissaries from.
Will do.
And she's going to nod and say, my name's Adane.
Last name?
Avira. Yeah.
Alright.
Brandon, is she carrying an oath blade herself?
Is she carrying an oath blade herself? Let's see. No, she is not.
This is reptile solidarity. That is all.
I was also going to bring up cursed.
I'm not cursed.
No.
Okay.
No, I wasn't referring to you being cursed. Doesn't matter.
All right. You guys are able to walk through the city gates. As I said before, the gates are open. There's a barracks out here. The guards are just basically making sure the few people they've been told not to let in don't go inside the city. Otherwise, you're able to return to Zenith Rise. Do you guys want to end there, or do you want to go for like 20 more minutes?
I'm okay with ending there.
Okay.
I don't care.
I'm good either way.
Yeah, I'm good either way.
Rob, you there?
Someone needs to be definitive.
I mean, it sounds like
We're done.
Ended here.
Rob
Yeah.
says we're done.
I was thinking, I was like, well, I could go, but we can end up going for like 40 more minutes, and then it's a 4.5 hour recap, and who wants to do that? Okay, so we will end there for the night. The party bonded a little bit? Question mark. The party got a quest? Question mark. The party got another quest? Question mark. The party almost solved another storyline? Question mark.
Almost? Wait, what happened? What did we miss?
Well, no. The party got Marlena and
Weston.
Not Weston. Marlena and Ariana to meet up. So yeah.
Oh, that was the
almost. We'll see how it goes. All right.
We might just inadvertently start a civil war. Oh boy.
Is there a
bingo? Again.
There was a bingo card. I didn't finish it for the other group, so I was gonna put it out for your next session.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Are we not broadcasting anymore?
We still are broadcasting. I was gonna do experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Let's see. Experience for tonight. What major things happen?
I don't know.
Let's conversation on the streets and on the docks. Also, Andrea is learning that she can't just make everybody do what she wants all the time.
Like when she threw a paper at me and told me make a noise. What?
You guys shared information about what's happening, possibly with the curse. And was there anything? Oh! You guys got a quest. You got a quest. There's a fountain with waters that can cure anybody of anything. Given from your good friend Mon.
Yeah, our good friend.
Strange men walking along the street giving out quests is not a good place to get advice from.
Clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Played on JRPGs to know that's perfectly fine.
I think that's very common.
I'm gonna say in total for tonight, just a nice slow session, 450 experience, and I'm gonna give. Let's see. Are there any moments? I think I'm gonna give Shadora and Anderson inspiration.
Oh, really?
I reject it.
Yeah.
You don't have to accept it.
No, I'll absolutely take it.
All right, and I'll roll this on the table. That is for Anderson. And does Shadora not want inspiration?
No, I don't.
All right, and that's a roll in for tonight. And let's go to the end card. There we go. Thank you everybody for watching, and yeah, bye.